What is up, my friends? How are you guys doing today? I hope everybody's having a great day. Living life, loving life, succeeding, thriving and striving, looking good and smelling good. You guys, thanks for stopping in and talking with me about some movies for a little while. Today, we are going to be talking about a movie from 1941. What? 1941? Yes, 1941. This is directed by Mr. Raoul Walsh. Before I give you the name of it, hit that like and subscribe button, guys, because that's how you're going to get notified when I post new and interesting content. So today, guys, we're talking about High Sierra, starring Mr. Humphrey Bogart and Miss Ida Lupino. Both of them are classic actors from the golden age of cinema. And this is a film about a convict who gets pardoned, and then he winds up, instead of going straight and being on the straight and narrow, he winds up going back to kind of his hometown where he was kind of ostracized or whatever. People start recognizing him, and he's gonna rip off this like resort country club type place. There's some really, really good acting in this. There is, Lupino. She's a gem to watch. She's beautiful. She's sassy in this. You know, she's really does embody that character that she's trying to play, as does Bogart. He plays the honorable heart, thief with a heart of gold kind of character, but he also doesn't take any guff off of people. There's plenty of fist fights, plenty of action, plenty of him just, kicking butt and taking names. He came there to chew bubblegum and kick butt, and he's all out of bubblegum kind of thing. And his character is kind of an anti-hero. And I guess for the 1940s, I guess in my opinion, from what I know of the 40s, that was, people liked it, but it was also kind of like one of those, it's something we hadn't really seen. And so, I dig that. I thought that character was probably fun for him to play. It looked like he was having a lot of fun. He has, he had that kind of silent intensity in his eyes, and his, the way he delivered lines, the way he carried himself. He was very, very dominant on screen, and I like that. I like that in his character. He has some good chemistry with his co-stars. There's some great cinematography in this. There's a few sweeping shots of the Sierra Nevada area, mountains and snow-capped peaks and all that kind of stuff. So there's some beautiful camera work that's displayed here. Mr. Walsh knew what he was doing. He was able to bring the best out of Lupino and Bogart. I remember watching Humphrey Bogart films with my grandparents growing up. And, I enjoyed them. They were in black and white, so I was like, oh, this is when the world was in black and white before it was in color. And, so I liked the movies because of the action and the dialogue, what attracts you when you're younger. But I didn't develop like an appreciation for Humphrey Bogart's work until later in life, when I was more like late teen, early 20s. And I really started to dive into his filmography and stuff. And High Sierra is one of his best, I think. I think the way that he just embodies the character of Roy, I think that's fantastic. I think he really does a good job of being gruff yet dominant, but also sweet to Lupino's character. He's I don't want to say harsh. He's stern, but he's also, in love with this woman kind of thing. And so I dug that too. I really, really think this is one of his better films. And, I appreciate Bogart's work. I really do. I think it's some of the best in Hollywood at the time. Him and Cagney are in a film together. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but that film, they're both gangsters. They both come back. Cagney's kind of whack, psycho. Bogart's more the meticulous thinking type. And it's solid. I like that as well. I think that's one of his better films. I wish I remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I can't. But this is one of his best, guys. I actually own this, and before I started filming this, I forgot to look up where this is streaming, or if it is streaming, so I apologize for that ahead of time, guys. That's on me. I own it. I watched it on Prime because that's what I own it on. But it's well worth your time if you want to check it out. If you can find it somewhere streaming, I highly recommend watching it, because it is, again, like I said, some of his best work. Lupino is beautiful to look at, and it has a fantastic story being told. The story, I feel like, was sort of ahead of its time, the anti-hero, maybe not ahead of its time, because we got Robin Hood back in the gap, but, it feels kind of like a Robin Hood story. So it's well worth your time, guys, if you can find it, to check out. But that's it for High Sierra. Thank you so much for stopping in. Thank you for hanging out and listening to me ramble about this thing for 5 minutes. And that's it, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button on the way out. I appreciate you watching so much. If you've seen this before and you like it, hit me up in the comments and let me know. But anyway, guys, that's it. Peace out, my friends. God bless you. I'm going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them, and I will see you soon.